Hey, Lorenzo, thank you for joining me here. I'm delighted. Lorenzo Veltroni, you're the head of hardware R&D at Seco. And I know that Seco has been involved in the edge markets, embedded market, and computing at the edge for a long time. More recently, I think you're describing and considering the company to be a solutions provider for AI at the edge. Could you maybe explain a bit more? What does that mean?
Sure. Thank you, John, for this question. It helped me to provide a clearer picture about Seco positioning in the market for our audience. Seco is not longer just a board vendor. We can combine hardware, software, and services in order to make AI more easier for our customers. Our goal is to allow our customer to move quickly from prototype to production with edge running at the edge, not only in the cloud.
And so you said it's designed really to help them to accelerate their production, which makes a ton of sense. What kinds of problems do customers typically bring to Seco? When they're considering AI at the edge, what do you tend to hear from them are the types of issues or challenges they're trying to overcome?
Many customers know that they need AI, but then struggle for the complexity, integration, and scaling beyond just a pilot. No? They want a partner that can provide the complete framework, from the computer module to the HMI device, all the way along to cloud integration and services.
Wow. Yeah. So picking up from that, it's very interesting. And picking up from your comment on the modules, let's give it maybe a talk a bit about the new module you're showing with our Core Ultra Series 3 processor in it. So what motivated Seco to build a product with Core Ultra Series 3? You know, your new module, your Com Express module Type 6. I'm interested in what was the criteria by which you made a selection like that?
Yeah, the Intel Core Ultra Series 3, formerly Panther Lake, it's the new hybrid architecture with up to 16 CPU cores. At Seco module, the total amount of AI capabilities is up to 180 TOPS, combining the overall hybrid platform, so GPU, the CPU, and the embedded NPU. In particular, the Intel Arc GPU, featuring the latest Xe3 architecture plus the NPU 5, can provide high performance inference for vision and multimodal AI at the edge, and even without an external accelerator in board. And thanks to the Com Express Type 6 basic module, we can give customers a solution that it's a standard, scalable, and ready to use. So it's a building block for the system.
Yeah, that's great to hear. When we designed Core Ultra Series 3, we did exactly what you described. Build an SoC that has the ability between the CPU, the GPU Xe cores, and the NPU to provide for an integrated, best-in-class computer vision, agentic AI, and support for the different models that are required to run AI at the edge in a very efficient way in a platform that exists in that manner. But I'm curious, what kind of applications are you seeing for that COM module, for that new device? What are you seeing?
Yeah, this solution has a perfect fit for AI-driven industrial automation, multi-camera vision, smart retail, medical imaging, and also other latency-sensitive edge system and edge applications. Basically, projects that require strong AI, graphic, and connectivity in a compact, long lifecycle embedded systems. And customers who want to consolidate the workloads in a single SoC instead of differentiating between the hardware plus the CPU plus GPU boards, and applications that require AI and on-device AI processing, ensuring privacy, low latency, and high performances using optimized tiny LLMs.
That's great to hear. Really exciting to see how it's solving for real key need for deployments at the edge. And like you say, a lot of the times when you think about the way you dimension a solution, it's best to ensure that you're making the needs of the application category, and then that there's a solution in the module that can meet the performance parameters required, in the power footprint required, at a level of performance that's sufficient for what the application is requiring. But clearly, your solutions are not just about the hardware. I mean, much as it's exciting to see what you're doing with the hardware and with the module, as you said at the very beginning, you're now really building an infrastructure for solutions for AI at the edge. How does this module, the hardware, fit within that overall offering that Seco provides to the market? I'm curious how that comes together.
The Com Express with Panther Lake, the code name is the Com Express module based on Panther Lake. Its code name is SOM-COMI-VT6-PPL, is a compute foundation for Seco solutions. It can sit inside boxed solutions, HMIs, gateway, and custom embedded systems. And our products are certified to be used in industrial and medical devices, allowing customers to quickly move from concept to production-ready solutions. And Seco layers ClearOS, edge agents, remote management, and AI deployment tools on top, so customer can easily scale from the deployment and the manager of AI models for the overall devices, for the complete fleet, not just for one single device.
Right. And so you mentioned AI specifically. What application categories do you see in AI targeting this module? What are our customers looking for?
Yeah, we have several projects. One project requires advanced HMI with AI running at the edge, including the voice recognition, text-to-speech, the image analysis, and computer vision with the real-time responses, even without the Ethernet connection. And another example is a AI agent application. In order to support the machine setup, the operator guidance, and the quality inspection, as well as troubleshooting.
So it really is a set of applications that take full advantage of the way we conceived Core Ultra Series 3 and the support it would need to provide, from computer vision to agentic AI to advanced levels of performance, all in a footprint that allows for the level of efficiency and oftentimes more than sufficient for the deployment in a module like you've done with your new Com Express module, which is really exciting to see.
John, from your side, how do you see customers deciding which workloads stay in the cloud and which one in the edge?
Yeah, it's a great question. And it oftentimes comes down to practicalities. If an application has very low latency requirement, it's going to reside at the edge. It simply can't afford the turnaround time and round trip time to go to the cloud. If the application has a very large amount of data, the cost of transporting all of that data to the cloud to be processed and then return the answer, just prohibitive. Not only is the data too large, but the turnaround time would be too long as well. Then there's the issue of data federation, the need to keep data on site for federation, privacy, sometimes even regulatory reasons. So maintaining it locally can be a requirement of the application, particularly in some of the applications that you mentioned, like in healthcare. And then there's the consideration about the cost. Running more and more cloud instances adds cost to the application over time. The ability to manage and support more of that insight locally, particularly inference locally, very important. So as we conceived the Core Ultra Series 3, we were thinking about, is this a where I locate my data, or is it actually a re-architecting of how I think about my solution? And it's more the latter. Developers are thinking about, how do I architect a solution to meet the need of the application that then solves for those problems? So, as you've described, how the market for what Seco is doing is evolving to provide more and more capability locally for edge AI deployment. It's exactly what we're thinking about as well. And so our investment in a product like Core Ultra Series 3 is to ensure we're creating that compute foundation that enables that kind of deployment to be realized. And we're finding more and more of the growth of AI is at the edge for those reasons. And we're enabling it to be true.
That, and that, John, exactly what we see. And with this computer model, we can give customers a solution where they do really the edge AI solution, so that they can do really AI at the edge, and even still within the embedded power and thermal budgets, and even without an external accelerator board.
Yeah, which is really exactly where we think the market's going to grow so significantly. So let me ask you this maybe as a final point, Lorenzo. If you were advising another OEM or ODM who's building solutions for the edge today, what would be your guidance? What would you encourage them to consider as being important factors as they think about the solutions they need to build?
For sure, don't start just from the model. Start from the complete solution, hardware, software, and how you will deploy and manage AI for several devices, for your complete fit. Choose a computer or module like Intel-based ComExpress that give you headroom for AI and a long-term roadmap. And partner with companies that give you an end-to-end stack, not just part.
Right.
Seco invested so much for having an end-to-end framework, removing any friction on deployment and management, with a key focus on industrial edge AI.
I love it, and so clear and such good advice for them. So, Lorenzo, that's exactly our mission in Intel. We did want to be the provider of a compute foundation upon which partners like Seco can build solutions to enable the market to grow in the way that it aspires to and achieve the ambition that we all have of seeing more AI provide real value at the edge. And I love the partnership and the work we've achieved together. Thank you for the time today, appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Thank you for having me.